Downtown Seattle is extremely walkable, and because of its convenient public transport, you can get to places such as Pioneer Square, the Pike Place Market, and the Seattle waterfront very easily. King Street is an important area in Seattle. It is not only where the King Street station is located, but adjacent to Seattle's Chinatown-International District. And on the western end of King Street is Pioneer Square, Seattle's oldest neighborhood, and a historically significant area that blends rich history with a vibrant cultural scene. A guided tour that explores the subterranean passages created when the city was rebuilt after the Great Seattle Fire is one of the top suggested things to do in Seattle. You might also want to stop by the Seattle unit of the Klondike Gold Rush National Park and Visitor Center. Lumen Field and T-Mobile Park are major sports venues located just a short walk from King Street Station. They stand out on the Seattle skyline and are located just south of King Street and are located at the south end of King Street. Two observation towers to visit in the area are the Smith Tower, once the tallest west of the Mississippi, and the Sky View Observatory on the 73rd floor of the Columbia Center. Downtown Seattle is the bustling heart of the city, known for its iconic skyline dominated by the Space Needle and bustling Pike Place Market. It's a vibrant area filled with skyscrapers, cultural attractions, shops, restaurants, and entertainment venues. Some key landmarks and attractions include the Seattle Art Museum, the Seattle Great Wheel, Pioneer Square, the Seattle Aquarium, and the Seattle Central Library. Downtown is the central business district in Seattle, Washington. It is fairly compact compared to other city centers on the West Coast in the US due to its geographical situation being hemmed in on the north and east by hills, on the west by Elliott Bay, and on the south by reclaimed lands that was once tidal flats. Neighborhoods in downtown Seattle include Belltown, Denny Triangle, the Retail District, the Western Edge, the Financial District, the Government District, Pioneer Square, Chinatown, Japantown, Little Saigon, the western flank of First Hill, west of Broadway, make up the downtown Seattle's chief neighborhoods. After abandoning New York Alki, the Denny Party moved across the then-named Duwamish Bay in April of 1852 to a low-level marsh situated with a safe deep water harbor located roughly in the city's Pioneer Square district. They named this new frontier Duwamps. In the late 1950s, present-day downtown Seattle became the main residential outskirts of the city. After the Great Seattle Fire, the business district was moved to this area. Seattle is a major port city that has a history of boom and bust. On numerous occasions, Seattle has been sent into severe decline and has typically used these periods to successfully rebuild its infrastructure. There have been at least 5 such cycles. The early Seattle era came to a stunning halt with the Great Seattle Fire of June 6, 1889. Started by a glue pot, the fire burned 29 city blocks, almost entirely wooden buildings, and about 10 brick buildings were also burned. It destroyed nearly the entire business district, all the railroad terminals, and all but 4 wharves. Thanks in credit arranged by Jacob Firth, Seattle rebuilt from ashes with astounding rapidly. A new zoning code resulted in a downtown of brick and stone buildings rather than wood. In the single year after the fire, the city grew from 25,000 to 40,000. The city grew from 25,000 to 40,000 inhabitants, largely due to the enormous number of construction jobs suddenly created. With this mix of commerce, culture, and stunning views of the Puget Sound and Olympic Mountains, downtown Seattle attracts locals and tourists alike. Lumen Field and T-Mobile Park are two of Seattle's premier sport venues located on the southern end of King Street, just south of downtown. Both stadiums are an integral part of Seattle's sports culture and host a variety of events year-round. Lumen Field is the home stadium for the Seattle Seahawks of the NFL and the Seattle Sounders FC of the MLS. The stadium is known for its distinctive architecture with a partially open roof and two large arches. Lumen Field was opened in 2002 and has a max capacity of approximately 68,740 for NFL games, expandable to 72,000 for special events. Lumen Field was originally called Seahawks Stadium, but was renamed Qwest Field in June of 2004 when telecommunications carrier Qwest acquired the naming rights. The stadium became known as CenturyLink Field following the Qwest acquisition in June of 2011 by CenturyLink and was nicknamed the Klook as a result. In November of 2020, CenturyLink was rebranded Lumen Technology. Seahawks fans at Lumen Field have twice claimed the Guinness World Record for loudest crowd roar at an outdoor stadium. First at 136.6 decibels in 2013, followed by a measurement of 137.6 decibels in 2014. The crowd's notorious noise has also contributed in the team's home field advantage, with an increase in false starts and delay of game penalties against the visiting team. T-Mobile Park is the home stadium of the Seattle Mariners of the MLB and was opened in 1999, originally as Seiko Field. The stadium has a max capacity of approximately 47,929 for baseball games. T-Mobile Park is notable for its retractable roof that ensures games can be played in various weather conditions while maintaining an open-air feel when the roof is open. During the 1990s, the suitability of the Mariners' original stadium, the Kings Dome, as the MLB facility came under question, and the team's ownership group threatened to relocate the team. In September of 1995, King County voters defeated a ballot measure to secure public funding for a new baseball stadium. The site just south of King Dome was selected in September of 1996 and construction began in March of 1997. The bonds issued to finance the stadium were retired on October 1st, 2011, 5 years earlier than anticipated. The stadium was originally named Safeco Field under a 20-year naming right deal with Seattle-based company Safeco Insurance. T-Mobile acquired the naming rights on December 19, 2018, and the name change took effect on July 1, 2019. Lumen Field and T-Mobile Park are not just sports venues, but also community hubs that host a wide range of events, contributing significantly to the cultural and social fabric of Seattle. Thrifty Traveler is a site focused on helping travelers see the world for less. Thrifty Traveler Premium, their email flight subscription service, delivers incredibly cheap flight deals right to their subscribers' inboxes. These alerts allow subscribers to save up to 90% on both domestic and international flights departing from over 200 US and Canadian airports. They find economy cash flight deals, award flash sales with points and mileage, as well as premium cabin fares in business and first class. Be sure to check the site about new travel related news and tips as well. Use my link to start using Thrifty Traveler. King Street is an important area in Seattle, known primarily for its historical significance and central location. King Street Station is a major transportation hub in Seattle, serving Amtrak and Sounder commuter rail service. It connects Seattle to various regional and national destinations. King Street Station is a public asset and an important part of Seattle's history. For over 110 years, it has improved connection, serving as a gateway for millions of travelers coming into Seattle and the Pacific Northwest. The station has spurred economic growth and helped establish Seattle as a major metropolitan city. Today, over 2.7 million passengers a year use King Street Station to board Amtrak trains, Sounder commuter trains, and Amtrak Thruway intercity bus services to get in and out of Seattle. It serves convenient connections to Sound Transit commuter rail, local and regional buses, Sound Transit Link Light Rail, and First Hill Seattle streetcar. King Street Station first opened to the public in May of 1906. Reed & Stem, the architectural firm responsible for New York City's historic Grand Central Terminal, designed the station. The San Marco Bell Tower of Venice, Italy, serves as a model for the building's famous clock tower. The structure was placed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1973. King Street Station, located on Jackson Street between 3rd and 4th Avenue South, is a brick and granite 3-story building with a 12-story clock tower. The ground floor, accessed from King Street, is clad in granite. The walls on the 2nd and 3rd floor, as well as the clock tower, are faced in pressed brick with decorative terracotta elements such as cornices and window lintels. While much of the exterior of King Street building remains intact since the building's construction in 1906, parts of the interior were substantially altered in a series of renovations in the 1940s, 50s, and 60s, and others suffered neglect. In February of 2008, the City of Seattle purchased the landmark building from Burlington Northern Santa Fe Railway Company for $10, with the goal of bringing back the grandeur of America's Gilded Age. The extensive renovations on the station was completed in 2013. The goal of the construction was to restore its historic features and improve its functionality. King Street Station and its surrounding areas are a blend of historic charm and modern functionality, making it a central and vibrant part of Seattle's urban landscape. The International District and Chinatown Station is located nearby, providing easy access to Seattle's light rail system. Numerous bus routes serve the area, making it a key transit hub in the city. Adjacent to King Street Station, the Chinatown-International District in Seattle is a vibrant and culturally rich neighborhood located just south of downtown Seattle. It is one of the city's oldest and most diverse areas. With a significant concentration of Asian American businesses, restaurants, and cultural institutions. The vibrant neighborhood is rich in cultural heritage, featuring a rich array of Asian shops, restaurants, and markets. The CID has been a hub for Chinese, Japanese, Filipino, and other Asian immigrant communities since the late 19th and early 20th century. It encompasses several distinct areas including Chinatown, Japantown, Little Saigon, and Filipino Town. The neighborhood is a focal point for preserving and celebrating the cultural heritage and contributions of Asian Americans in Seattle. The CID boundaries are defined as 4th Avenue South on the west to Rainier Avenue on the east, and from Yesler Way north to Charles Street and Dearborn south. The CID is bordered by neighborhoods of Pioneer Square and Soto to the west of 4th Avenue South, Rainier Valley on the east of Rainier, and Beacon Hill and the Industrial District to the south of Charles and Dearborn, and the downtown and First Hill to the north of Yesler. As established before, within the CID, there are 3 distinct neighborhoods: Chinatown, Japantown, and Little Saigon. The Seattle Chinatown Historic District was designated by the U.S. National Register of Historic Places in 1986. Key landmarks and attractions in the CID include Iwajimaya, a large Asian supermarket and department store offering groceries, gifts, and specialty items from Asia. Wing Luke Museum of the Asian Pacific American Experience, a Smithsonian-affiliated museum dedicated to the history, culture, and art of Asian Pacific Americans. Hing Park is a community park with traditional Chinese pavilions, open spaces for events, and public art. It frequently hosts cultural celebrations, performances, and community gatherings. Panorama Hotel is a national landmark that once served as a major gathering place for Seattle's Japanese American community. It houses the only remaining Japanese bathhouse in the U.S. The CID offers a wide range of dining options with cuisines including Chinese, Japanese, Vietnamese, Filipino, Thai, and Korean. Here are some popular spots in the district. The CID is a vibrant and essential part of Seattle's cultural and historical fabric, offering a unique blend of tradition and modernity. Its rich heritage, diverse culinary scene, and active community make it a must-visit destination for anyone exploring the city. The International District and Chinatown Station connects the neighborhood to other parts of Seattle and the region, such as Pioneer Square. Seattle is famous for its bustling waterfront, numerous green spaces, and historic neighborhoods, ideal for first visitors Ideal for first visitors, this sightseeing tour provides an overview of top attractions such as Pioneer Square, the Space Needle, and the Pike Place Market. Sit back while your guide provides historical and cultural background for each destination. You can just sit back, relax, and enjoy stops to walk and take pictures. Use my link to book this guided tour in Seattle through Viator. HotelLook.com is a service that helps you find and compare prices on hotels around the world, providing a leading reservation system. HotelLook.com puts together information on more than 250,000 hotels in 205 countries, working with data from more than 10 online booking systems such as Booking.com, Agoda.com, Hotels.com, Expedia, and others. Use my link to look for hotels near Seattle's downtown area using HotelLook.com. Pioneer Square is a vibrant, historic neighborhood that offers a rich blend of culture, history, dining, and entertainment. Its unique character and central location make it a must-visit area for both locals and tourists alike. Just south of downtown is Pioneer Square, which offers a blend of the old and the new, making it a dynamic area to explore. Pioneer Square is Seattle's oldest neighborhood, featuring historic buildings, galleries, shops, and restaurants. It is known for its distinctive Romanesque Revival architecture and the historic Pioneer Square Park. Because Yesler Way marks the boundary between two different plats, the street grid north of Yesler does not line up with the neighborhood's other streets, nor with the compass. So the northern border of the district zigzags along numerous streets. Pioneer Square is the site where Seattle's founders first settled in 1852, making it the birthplace of Seattle. It became the heart of the city during its early years. The neighborhood features Romanesque Revival architecture, with many of its buildings dating back to the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Pioneer Square takes its name from a small triangular plaza near the corner of First Avenue and Yesler Way, originally known as Pioneer Place. The Pioneer Square Skid Road Historic District, a historic district including the plaza and several surrounding blocks, is listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Like virtually all neighborhoods in Seattle, the Pioneer Square neighborhood lacks definitive borders. It is bounded roughly by Alaska Way South on the west, beyond which are the docks of Elliott Bay, by which South King Street is on the south, and Soto Street by 5th Avenue South is on the east. Beyond which is the International District, and it extends between 1 and 2 blocks north of Gessler Way, beyond which is the rest of downtown. Totem poles are important cultural symbols of indigenous people and the Pacific Northwest. They tell stories, represent clan lineages, commemorate historical events, and serve as symbols of identity and traditions. Located in Pioneer Square Park is the original totem pole, a singlet pole from Alaska brought to Seattle in 1899 by a group of businessmen. It was controversially taken without permission from the Tlingit village of Tongass. The original pole was damaged by fire in 1938 and subsequently replaced by a replica carved by native artists. The current totem pole is a significant historical and cultural landmark in Pioneer Square, symbolizing the area's rich indigenous heritage and the complex history of its acquisition. The Pioneer Square Historic District has several buildings dating back to the 1880s and 1890s. The Cadillac Building, built in the 1890s at 319 South Avenue South, which was a major point of outfitting and departure during the Gold Rush Stampede. Severely damaged in the 2001 Nisqually earthquake, it was rehabilitated between 2004 and 2005 as home as the Interpretive Center and Museum for the Seattle unit of the park, and was opened and dedicated on July 26th of 2006. In 1889, a massive fire destroyed much of the neighborhood. After the fire, much of Pioneer Square was rebuilt, which led to the development of a distinctive Romanesque revival architecture as seen today. Also, as a result of the fire, Seattle created a network of underground passageways. In the late 1960s, Pioneer Square was the jumping off point for prospectors heading north to Alaska during the Klondike Gold Rush, leading to a thriving underbelly of prostitution, drinking, and gambling. The Underground Tour is a unique experience that allows visitors to experience Seattle like you've never seen before. The Seattle Underground is a network of underground passageways and basements in Pioneer Square, Seattle. They were located at the ground level when the city was built in the mid-19th century, but fell into disuse after the streets were elevated. They have now become a tourist attraction with guided tours taking place in the area. The Seattle Underground Tour explores the subterranean passageways that were once the original ground level of downtown Seattle before it was raised after the Great Fire. Join underground tours such as Bill Spelding's Underground Tour for an in-depth tour of Seattle's underground and to learn about Seattle's early history. Bill Spelding's Underground Tour is a leisurely, guided walking tour beneath Seattle's sidewalks and streets, as you roam the subterranean passages that were once the main roadways and first floor storefronts of old downtown Seattle. Their guides tell you about the stories of the pioneers that you won't want to miss. The tour begins inside Doc Maynard's Public House, a restored 1890s saloon, followed by a short intro. Then you will walk through the historic Pioneer Square to 3 different sections of the underground, about 3 in all. The tour ends in Rogues Gallery, the under-tour gift shop. The 75-minute guided walking tour plunges into an exclusive time capsule view of a buried city and uncovers the lore and history of old Seattle. You will not want to miss this tour. For tickets, you can visit the website. You can visit the website for Bill Spelding's Underground Tour, or you can buy them on Get Your Guide. The Smith Tower is an iconic landmark in Seattle, renowned for its historical significance and panoramic views. The Smith Tower was built in 1914, stands at a height of 484 feet, and has 38 floors. When it was completed in 1914, the Smith Tower was the tallest building west of the Mississippi River and was one of the tallest skyscrapers in the world. The Smith Tower remained the tallest building on the West Coast until the Space Needle surpassed it in 1962. The Smith Tower is named after its builder, the firearm and typewriter magnate Lyman Cornelius Smith, but after its construction was largely overseen by his sons, Burns Lyndman Smith, after his father's death in 1910, and would remain under the ownership of the Smith family. Until the 1940s, it was originally known as the L.C. Smith Building until the Smith Tower became its official name in 1929. It was designated as a Seattle landmark in 1984. The Smith Tower is an example of neoclassical architecture. Its outer skin is granite on the first and second floors and terracotta on the rest. The exterior has been washed only once in 1976. The building was one of the last on the West Coast to employ elevator operators. The Otis Elevator Company provided the elevators, which have brass surfaces. Experience the iconic, world-famous Smith Tower Observatory with its historic Otis elevators, stunning 360-degree views of Seattle, and open-air viewing deck. For over a century, visitors have come here to take in Seattle from above, relax, and have a good time. When you visit, make sure you have a seat on the wishing chair and keep your eye out for more Smith Tower legends as you explore the 35th floor. This tower's storied past include connections to radio, rum running, and hosts interesting characters and scandalizing stories you can enjoy with your ticket purchase. The Smith Tower retains its originally manually operated brass and copper elevators, which are among the oldest of their kind still in operation. Your experience culminates in the observatory, featuring a speakeasy-inspired bar with an intriguing and fun menu featuring local favorites and craft cocktails with a pinch of prohibition that pays homage to the Smith Tower's rum-running roots and Chinese history. The Smith Tower Observatory is closed on Monday and Tuesdays. Ticket costs $24.42 per person. The Smith Tower is an enduring symbol of Seattle's early 20th century growth and remains a prominent feature of Seattle's skyline. The Smith Tower stands as a testament to the city's early aspirations and continued growth. It's a blend of historical charm, architectural beauty, and modern amenities, making it a compelling destination for anyone visiting or living in Seattle. Explore Seattle from a different angle and go below Pioneer Square. Take a walk through 3 underground passageways originally constructed in the 1890s and learn about Seattle's forgotten history. Marvel at 1890s architecture, explore 3 underground passageways, and learn about the Seattle fire that destroyed the city. Use my link to join this underground Seattle tour through Get Your Guide. Enjoy a 24 or 48-hour limitless hop-on hop-off bus ride for flexible sightseeing and immersive experience in Seattle with informative audio commentary on major attractions. Access 17 stops connecting seamlessly to Seattle's key landmarks and attractions. Use my link to join this hop-on hop-off bus tour in Seattle through Klook. Occidental Square is a vibrant public space located in the heart of Seattle's historic Pioneer Square neighborhood. This urban park is a popular gathering spot for both locals and tourists alike, offering a mix of historical charm, modern amenities, and a range of activities and events. Occidental Park, also referred to as Occidental Square, north of South Main Street, and Occidental Mall, south of South Main Street, is a 0.6-acre public park located in Pioneer Square. The park was created in 1971. The square features a wide tree-lined pedestrian pathway with ample seating areas, making it a welcoming spot for relaxation and socializing. The park is adorned with various pieces of public art, including sculptures and installations that reflect the neighborhood's rich cultural heritage. Occidental Square is a key component of Seattle's urban landscape, blending historical significance with contemporary urban design. It serves as a lively and inviting public space that fosters community interaction, cultural activities, and relaxation amidst the hustle and bustle of the city. Klondike Gold Rush National Historic Park is a national historic park operated by the National Park Service that seeks to commemorate the Klondike Gold Rush of the late 1890s. There are 4 units, including the 3 municipalities of Skyway Borough, Alaska, and the 4th in the Pioneer Square National Historic District in Seattle, Washington. In 1998, Klondike Gold Rush National Historic Park joined with Chilkoot Trail National Historic Site, Dawson Historical Complex National Historic Site, and the 30-mile stretch of Yukon River to create the Klondike Gold Rush International Historic Park, allowing for an integrated binational experience. The Klondike Gold Rush significantly impacted Seattle's development in the late 19th century. For that reason, I think you should really take the time to visit the Klondike Gold Rush National Historic Park Museum in Pioneer Square. The Seattle Unit's Visitor Center originally opened on June 2nd of 1979 in Union Trust Annex across Main Street from Occidental Park. Other historic buildings include Pioneer Building, Schrabecker Building, Grand Central Hotel, and Metropole Building. Waterfall Garden Park, also known as UPS Park, is a hidden gem in Seattle's historic Pioneer Square neighborhood. This small urban park offers a serene escape from the bustling city with its beautiful waterfall feature and tranquil atmosphere. The park is lusciously landscaped with a variety of plants, trees, and flowers that provide shade and beauty throughout the year. There are several benches and tables where visitors can sit and relax to enjoy the surroundings. The central feature of the park is a 22-foot waterfall that cascades over a series of rocks. The sound of the waterfall provides a calming backdrop, creating a peaceful retreat in the middle of the city. The park is located on the site where UPS was founded in 1907. UPS operated exclusively out of Seattle until the 1930s. The park was created by the Annie E. Casey Foundation in 1978, named after the mother of UPS founder James Casey. The park is meticulously maintained by the Annie E. Casey Foundation, ensuring that it remains clean, beautiful, and welcoming for all visitors. Waterfall Garden Park is a unique oasis in Seattle, offering a tranquil environment amidst the historic and vibrant Pioneer Square. Whether you're looking for a quiet place to relax, this park provides a serene escape in the heart of the city. Get whisked to the 73rd floor of the Columbia Center in 70 seconds flat and admire the stunning Seattle skyline. Savor the unique views of Mount Rainier, the Olympic Mountains, and Mount Baker towering on the horizon, and interact with cutting-edge touchscreen guides. Sip on a refreshing beverage in one of the most scenic cafe bars in the world. Use my link to get admission tickets to the observation deck through Tiqets. With Kiwi's unique algorithm, Kiwi is able to create combinations of flights, train, and bus tickets and offer them in one single itinerary. Kiwi's user-friendly design helps travelers easily navigate through the site and create the best possible combinations of travel options. With an extensive database of low-cost flights and traditional airlines, an interactive map, and more, you can use Kiwi.com to find great fares. Use my link to find cheap flights from Seattle-Tacoma International Airport through Kiwi.com. Columbia Center, also known as the Columbia Tower, is the tallest skyscraper in Seattle, Washington, and the Pacific Northwest region. The building stands at 933 feet with 76 floors above ground. The building was completed in 1985, designed by Chester L. Lindsay Architects and Magnuson Clement Associates. Columbia Center is a landmark in Seattle and a key feature of the city's skyline. It was the tallest building west of the Mississippi River when it was completed and remains a prominent feature in the Pacific Northwest. The building has changed ownership multiple times and is currently owned by the corporate real estate investment trust Sha Capital Partners. The Columbia Center is primarily used for office space, but also houses retail space and restaurants. It also includes an observation deck, which offers panoramic views of the Seattle skyline, Puget Sound, and the surrounding mountains. Known as the Skyview Observatory, it is located on the 73rd floor and is open to the public. At the time of its completion, the Columbia Tower was the tallest structure on the West Coast. As of 2017, it is the fourth tallest building on the West Coast behind buildings in Los Angeles and San Francisco. An interesting fact is that the ground level elevation of the 5th Avenue side of the building is higher than the 4th Avenue side. The part of Cherry Street it faces was identified as one of the steepest streets in the Central Business District with a slope of 17.1%. The tower was originally designed to be about 306.5 meters, but federal regulations by the FAA did not allow it to be that tall, so close to the nearby SeaTac Airport. The Skyview Observatory is situated on the 73rd floor of the Columbia Center at 701 5th Avenue, Seattle, Washington. The observatory is at an elevation of approximately 902 feet above ground. Visitors can enjoy panoramic views of Seattle, including the downtown skyline, Puget Sound, the Olympic Mountains, the Cascade Range, Mount Rainier, and Mount Baker. The observatory offers a 360-degree view, providing impressive perspective of the city and the surroundings. The Skyview Observatory features educational exhibits that provide information about Seattle's history, landmarks, and natural surroundings. There is a cafe and bar where visitors can purchase refreshment while enjoying the views. The hours of operation vary by season and the day of week, so it's recommended to check the official website for the most current information. As of right now, the observation deck is closed Monday through Wednesdays. Tickets to the observation deck cost $32.50 per person. You can purchase them on Get Your Guide or on their website. The Skyview Observatory is a must-visit destination for tourists and locals alike, offering stunning views and a unique perspective of Seattle and the Pacific Northwest. Downtown Seattle is a dynamic and vibrant neighborhood that offers something for everyone. It's a bustling hub of activity where you can immerse yourself in the energy and excitement of the city. Pioneer Square offers a blend of history, culture, and entertainment that makes it a must-visit destination in Seattle. Whether you're interested in art, architecture, or simply soaking up the atmosphere of this historic neighborhood, you'll find plenty to enjoy in Pioneer Square. In my next vlog, I'll be visiting Ballard Locks, Washington State University, Washington Park Arboretum, and West Seattle.